All righty. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We'll go ahead and start with the Pledge of Allegiance and the board mission statement. Oh, they're not there. Dang it.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to read it. I was too. I was just taking off the Rick's lead. It's a good thing he spoke up.
Yeah.
Board mission statement: through high expectations and equitable opportunity, TMISD will focus on the whole child by providing a safe environment and high-quality curriculum with diverse and enriching experiences.
Thank you, gentlemen. No public forum, okay, no public comments, so we'll go right into the recognitions. So we have recognitions, employee, student, community recognitions, new TMISD campus assistant principals.
Mr. President, members of the board, we thought it'd be a good idea. You've met these on paper only, and some of them you may know, but we have their principals with them. So I'm going to invite Mr. Crabtree to bring Dr. Lopez up and let him say a few words about our new assistant principal at our primary campus. David?
Good evening, Board of Trustees. I have the distinct pleasure to introduce Dr. Diana Lopez. She joined us this year. She joins us from CCISD, 7 years as an administrator and all assistant principal. I actually hired her for her first assistant principal job, so it's full circle to get her to bring her into the TM community, and just very impressed with the first 4 days of school and all the days prepping up to school, all the extra time she spent to make sure she's gotten used to our new community and really diving in deep into our dual language program. So without further ado, Dr. Diana Lopez.
Yes, I'm Dr. Lopez. I'm very excited to be here at this district. Like Mr. Crabtree stated, I did come from CCISD. I love the community here already. I'm falling in love with the kids, with the staff. Everything is just so kid-friendly. We're having fun. We're learning. I can't wait to see them grow towards the end of the year. And I'm just so glad you gave me the opportunity to be here in front of you.
Awesome. Welcome to the team.
And your daughter's attending?
My daughter is in second grade. She's attending the primary. I brought her along with me. And she's very excited to be here. And my family is just, loving it. And the calendar is amazing.
Is she excited to be in school in July?
She's kind of like, she doesn't really even think about it. She's just, let's just go, Mom. She's used to it. She's used to it.
We're glad you're here.
Glad to have you. Welcome to the
So
team.
one more note, talk about your dissertation.
I did write my dissertation in bilingual instruction and engagement and how that impacts the TELPAS outcomes of our students. Just getting to know a little bit deeper into the instructional piece of the teachers, what they bring, how they go about their instruction in the classroom, and how much engagement our students in the bilingual programs have within one another. I just found out that, a lot of the times it's that engagement piece that our students are needing to be able to communicate with each other and socialize. Is a big piece of their English language proficiency. So I can't wait to work with the dual program here. I do come from a early transitional exit program model from CCISD to a dual language program here, and I'm so excited. The teachers are amazing. We've already established lots of meeting dates so that we can start talking about our kids and talking about the data.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Excellent. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Tierney, I believe you have two.
I do. Okay. Good evening, board. These are two new assistant principals at the middle school. So first we have Michelle B. Moran. She's not a stranger to TM. She comes to us from the primary. She'll be starting her 9th year in education. She did 3 years as an instructional facilitator, all at the elementary level, so she really took on a challenge in trying middle school. She's been doing great so far. She takes a lot of initiative, so we're really happy to have her on the team. Another not-so-new face is Mr. Barrera. Mr. Raul Barrera has been with us before, so we're excited to have him back. He left for a little while, and I'll let him talk to you about his journey here. But we're glad he's back. He comes back with a lot more experience and strengths to support our students. So, Ms. Moran.
Well, hello. I am not new to TM. This is my 6th year. Well, I started at a half year whenever I first came in. I came in February, but technically starting my 6th year here. I love TM. I don't actually live here. I live in Portland, but I love it here. And my husband and I always say if we decided to sell the house, this is the only other place we'd move to. But I love working at TM, and I plan to bring my own kid here when the time comes. And I'm just really thankful to Miss Tierney and the team for giving me the opportunity. This is my first assistant principal job. I came from the primary as an IF, so I'm just excited to learn. And middle school's new, so it's been fun so far. It's very interesting, so it's different. But it's been really fun so
you
far.
just finished your 4th day.
Yes.
What's the biggest eye-opener from being around 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7-year-olds versus teenagers?
Just like, I mean, they're all kids, right? So a kid's a kid, they're all kids. But like the interactions you have are different. Like my voice is different. I don't talk in a high-pitched voice and be all sweet and like, come on down I'm tall. Like,
Work at middle school.
I gotta kind of deepen it a little bit sometimes in the hallway. So no, but it's been really great so far. I'm already learning so much from them about, the kids and everything. So it's been great.
And of course, I've been here before. I was here for 8 years, 5 as an assistant principal at the middle school. I left here because I got a promotion. I was a hearing officer for CCISD in charge of discipline. So I was over all the principals, assistant principals. I had to train them on discipline or have meetings with them as far as discipline. But all day long, I just spent reading, discipline referrals, sending kids to JJAP or to DAP. And I was like, why am I being judged during executioner when I should be in the front lines trying to deter the kids from getting sent to those areas? So I knew immediately that wasn't for me. I wanted to be an AP again. I love being an AP. And so I went to Cunningham for the 2 years at Cunningham, also middle school. Talk about a rough school. That's a rough school. You earn your money there. And my oldest daughter got sick, so I moved over there to San Antonio with her for a year, so to take care of her. I was assistant principal over there at Rogers Middle School, and that was another rough school as well. And then I came home, trying to come home, because my daughter didn't want to move. She goes, Dad, I want to play softball for TM. My friends are there. I want to stay at TM. And I go, are you sure you don't want to go to TM? To San Antonio? She's like, no, Dad, I want to stay here. And so I told my wife, well, I guess I'm coming back home since she don't want to move. My oldest daughter, her health got better. She's fine. She's a teacher and a head coach now at Cibolo. So head softball coach, 25 years old. So I came back, got hired at Robstown, and I told Tierney a long time ago, I go, if you ever become principal, Tierney, I'll go work with you, Tierney. Because we were APs together her first year as an AP. We were APs together, so I'm glad to be back home, glad to be part of TM again. This is where I want to retire from. That's cool.
Awesome.
Glad to have you all.
Welcome back to the team. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Ms. Lucas, you don't have any, do you? I was sitting there looking at you going,
But I'm very familiar with both, actually even Dr. Lopez. I'm very familiar with all 3 of them, so I wanted to be here just to support.
so let me tell you, this is if you want to stay for the rest of the meeting, you're more than welcome. But now's a good time to go home if you want to go home.
You don't
always get that
offer.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
Good night.
All right, so the first item we got on here, action item, is a budget update for fiscal year 26-27.
Mr. President, members of the board, this is information only. I will say in advance, we are going to need another meeting aside from the ones that we have scheduled. Right now, you have a special meeting on August 10th, and then on August 24th is the regular meeting, but that meeting, we will also have the public hearing and adopt the budget and set the tax rate. but we do need another meeting on August 3rd to do everything we need to do to prep you for adopting the budget and setting the tax rate. But I think we have some preliminary, pretty good news for you today, but I'll let Mr. Carroll go from there.
Okay, it's not as extensive as my normal budget presentations are, but rest assured, I am working very, very diligently, trying to determine, some of the variables that we have to deal with. The biggest thing that happened was switching to the new system. I was really anxious to get the final numbers, ADA numbers that we just submitted that were due. The second submission was just due last Thursday. And we were up to the last day making sure that they were right, because we could tell that even with the new system, it's not picking everything up, so we gotta make sure that everything's final. So that didn't get finalized until Thursday. So I worked all weekend.
He was here till 3 in the morning.
I wasn't able to, prepare stuff to give you all, but the indication is because of the, I think it's attributable to our CTE numbers finally turn around where we're focusing on the, I don't know all the ins and outs of it, it's those level 3s and 4s that have the most weight. We really maxed those have really significantly increased. So I was able to take the 25, 26 ADA numbers, plug them into the template. I got the template that TA has. I got my template to match TEA's. Then I went in and put in all the actual numbers. Now, one big thing that wasn't in, that I did not budget for, was TIA, teacher incentive allotment, because I didn't know. I knew we were going to get for the first year, but I didn't know what the new number was going to be. So that's an additional $1 million that I didn't budget for revenue, and I didn't budget for the expenditure either. So that into account, but if I plug in the numbers, it looks like the revenue is going to be above what I originally budgeted for 25-26. Even though our total refined ADA is a little bit less than what I budgeted, it looks like we're generating a little bit more, way more income than we thought we were going to. So that'll help offset some of the other expenditures that we've had. So it looks like 24-25, we adopted a balanced budget. I'm anticipating that will end up balanced, hopefully maybe a little bit of a surplus. So then using that same assumption, plugging those numbers into the next year, the last piece that I don't have is our values, which are supposed to be available on the 25th. That's a Saturday, so I don't know if we'll get them on the 24th or if we'll get them the following Monday. So just plugging in and saying if nothing changes, it looks like we'll have the same amount of income that we had last year. So what I spent the whole weekend was double checking all the staff that we hired, all the positions that we created, everything that we've done, and I got to fine tune that so we can definitely look at. It looks highly probable that we'll be able to afford some kind of across the board raises for our teachers. The step, maybe a little bit more than the step, and then across the board for all levels, and still maintain a balanced budget. But I just need a few more weeks to get that finalized. I did not want to come to y'all just on the 10th, wait till the 10th to give you, my goal is to really give you, pretty much have the budget hopefully finalized by the 10th, so when we come back on the 24th, we're good to go. But I need a little bit more time, and I want to give y'all another chance to look at it on the 3rd and get y'all's input on everything, and then we can pretty much finalize it on the 10th and adopt on the 24th. There are some things that I still need to look at this year that were trending to see that I just make sure I account for them next year. Things I learned this year that, hey, we've got some savings here, or we need to make sure we budget a little bit more for that. So that's my goal for the 3rd, is to really come with the nitty gritty. I'll have the values. I'll know what our tax rate is. I don't anticipate our values to change that much, so I don't believe our tax rate will change. We'll be a little more. I can definitely project what kind of raise we can afford, and still keep a balanced budget. and still provide everything that we need to provide, or that we'd like to provide, or that we can provide with the resources that we have.
So I think that's the headlines, without getting into the weeds. Confidence is very high that we're going to have a balanced budget and we're going to be able to give raises. On another note, speaking of values, I know I can't say a lot, but there's a pretty good opportunity that some new industry that's not controversial is going to move into our attendance zone, which would significantly increase values, which won't impact M&O, but will lower taxes for the taxpayers of TM because the values would go up. How this will work is they're sending me what they call a non-disclosure agreement, and then they'll give me specifics that will then come before you. There's two people that can say no, and that's the governor and the TM Board of Trustees. And so I don't think I've violated anything with what I've said, because really that's all I know. It's called a Yeti. It used to be a 313. And the incentive for us is it lowers our INS rate. And it creates good paying jobs. But we ask, is this an industry that's going to, 50 people are going to sign up for public comment because it's an industry that's controversial. And they said no, that they felt very comfortable that we would not find this to be controversial. Is that, am I missing anything about what? But initially, are you okay, or we're looking at your calendars, does the 3rd look like something that you could show up for?
I really was saying, we usually do have 3 meetings in August. It's just, we're going to be out of town that 1 week, so.
So it's August 3rd and August 10th?
Yeah.
Yes,
And then the
3,
24th.
10, and 24. The 24 is the regular one. That's the one we have to do, so we can have the budget and we'll have a public hearing.
I won't know till I'm in front of my computer tomorrow.
Like, I don't have it on this one, but August 3rd
Let me
sounds-
know, and if we have to juggle that and maybe not do a Monday, but do another day, we can do that. Okay? Thanks, Philip.
Thank you, Philip. All right, the next one is presentations by qualifying architects.
So, Mr. President, members of the board, we're going to integrate 2 and 3. Mr. Hernandez is going to lead this. He's going to walk you through the process that we've done, qualifying, and then make a recommendation on moving forward with negotiating contracts. Mr. Hernandez?
Mr. Board President, board members, good evening. 2 was originally presentations for any new firms that we may have selected. We had to get the agenda out early last week, and we weren't sure at that time who was going to qualify. So we left room for presentations for any firms that might be new. As we went through the process, our selections are 2 firms that you're familiar with. We have Mr. Bill Wilson here in the audience. He's been with the district for a little bit over 10 years. You may recall he started with his architecture firm, WKMC. He retired the firm, and he's in semi-retirement, and we're in good company because I believe his only clients are Delmore College, Coastal Bend College, and us.
You and Coastal Bend.
Okay, so we're down to 2. He does great work. He's also done all our kitchen equipment. He's helped us spend down our excessive fund balance in food service. You'll see some large checks getting ready to go out for that. We've done the switch gears. We've done the air conditioning at middle school, the air conditioning at primary. He's done roof work, minor roof work, roof repairs, and heading up the roofing of the project. So we've had quite a bit of experience with him. We're also familiar with Linez Architects. We have Sergio and his entire most of his firm is here with him to support him and answer any questions you might have. Sergio first started with us about 4 years ago. His very first project with the district was overseeing the returfing of the field and the scoreboard project with Hellas. Then once we passed bond 2023, he oversaw the safety and security, the vestibules, the doors, and various things throughout there. So very familiar with both. And of course, that's the crown jewel. 2023 is the junior high, the master architect for that. And we'll have a groundbreaking for that very soon. So you're very familiar with his work. Those are the two firms. So on June 15th, we released RFQ 2026-1, and that's where we were looking for, we're asking for qualifications for a band hall, field house, pavilion, and then other minor projects like the ag barn, roof work, HVAC, and that. In the past, when we've gone out for RFQs, it was mostly we'd get 2 or 3 firms, 4 if we were really lucky. The deadline for submission for this one was July the 10th, and we received qualifications from 13 firms. I've been here 18 years, and that's the most we've ever received for projects. We use the same team that we used firms for in the past. Mr. Carroll was on the reviewing committee. Ms. Riggs, Ms. Saldana, and myself. We sat down, we went through all the packets. Very, very lengthy process of going through all the packets. Truthfully, I think we could qualify all 13 without problems for any of the projects, our partial projects. They've all got good work and they got good experience. It was really tough to break them all down. In the long run, I can tell you for my ranking, it really came down to experience was the deciding factor on the final selection of the group. Gave careful consideration to the work that they've done for us in the past and the quality of work that they done for us, and more importantly, how they stood up for the district, standing against contractors. Both of these two, especially Mr. Wilson, they're not going to issue change orders just to issue change orders. He's very thorough in making sure that the contractors do what's in the contract and what they're supposed to do. Sergio does the same thing too. South Texas Builders gave a little bit of issues, but they go to bat for the district and they're there for the district. So those are key items for us. So we reviewed that you have the rankings. I believe Chrissy passed out the rankings. You've got the 13 firms that are ranked there. And the recommendation is that Mr. Wilson, of course, came out on the top, that we give him the HVAC and the roofing projects for bond 2026. And looking at the projects that we have for the band hall, the field house, and the pavilion, it's in our best interest to group those as one project with one architect and hopefully get one general contractor. We'll have significant savings by going that route. In reviewing Linez's architects, their experience and everything, feel very confident that he can handle all this. One of the questions that we brought up by the team, we kind of questioned is, you may question is like, well, he's building the junior high. Does he have the capacity to take on these projects? Well, I'll let him speak on that behalf, but I can tell you that the drawings are almost at 100, are already at 100% for the junior high. So now it's just oversight of the construction. And he says he's going to manage oversight himself. He may hire a third party to review it, but he's in perfect capacity for that. So that's going to be our recommendation. At this time, I will turn it over to you. Any questions you might have for me or either of the two firms.
You go first. You were number one. Good evening, board president, members of the board, trustees. We're very thankful to the committee. We're very thankful for all the work that Tuloso Midway has entrusted us. We're very happy to work here. Answering Mr. Hernandez's question, we are complete with the set for the junior high, so production on that, my production team would just shift over to these new projects. I did bring 90% of my staff. The other ones couldn't make it, but we have Mike Alex with 30 plus years experience,
Ben Borrayo is our main production person, and he also does CA over 20 years experience. The way we break down our projects are, we have our lead designer, which is Mike Alex. Ben does the production, and then our other junior architects help out from interior design to renderings, and of course, trying to give them as much experience as we can, because some of them still do go to school and are learning on the job. But our firm tries to give back as much as possible, and we give back obviously to TM, we give back to the communities or the schools that our employees work, and that's just always been our motto, to try and give back as much as we can. If you have any other questions, I'm here to answer, and I think you guys know me, but if there is something, I'd be more than happy to answer it.
It doesn't hurt to be the Rio Grande Valley Architect of the Year.
We were honored with that. Actually, we got 2 awards. We got that from the AGC for 2025 as the Architecture Firm of the Year, and then for 2026, our engineering counterparts honored us as the architect, or honored, I guess, Architect of the Year would be myself, but it's still, a firm award.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Any questions, comments for either Mr. Linez or Mr. Wilson? Bill?
Good evening, and first of all, congratulations. And first, I'd like to thank the board and staff for the trust and the confidence you've placed in us to do previous work and the work we have underway with the district. Patrick reminded me earlier that how long I've been working for Phillips Midway ISD. And the mistake I made was I didn't enroll in the retirement plan because I was invested. But you are one of my two main clients, and the only other work I do besides that is some pro bono work for my church and the Boy Scouts. But most of what we've been involved with you has been pretty highly technical projects and renovations, expansions, keeping your schools operational while we either re-roof or replace air conditioning and so forth. So, and that's more or less what I've specialized in the last 5 years. So, it's what we've really come to have as our niche. But we're excited about doing more work with you, and we know it'll come with challenges.
The only thing I would like to add is both these firms, these are the architects, they'll do the design and everything. The skeleton, the meat and bones, the mechanical, they both use great companies. Previously, when we first started, he was using Bath, Mr. Wilson was using Bath Engineering. Now he's using NRG. We've had great success with them on the air conditioning. They do great work. Mr. Linez, he's been using Half Engineering to do work statewide. In fact, I think at least 3 or 4 of the architect firms use them for their mechanical. Both top-notch companies that they use. So good quality, and we're looking at that in the background also.
Any questions?
Only thing I'll say, as I say it every time, is we can't miss. Like we gotta be, the public gave us a lot of money to do some really good things. So we can't miss, we can't have mistakes, and y'all know that, but I feel obligated to say it.
Of course, on the record.
Congratulations, y'all.
Thank you so much.
All right. Mr. President, members of the board, it's the administration recommendation that Linez Architects and Bill Wilson be qualified for Bond 26 architectural services as presented, and delegate the superintendent to negotiate a contract for your review.
So I'm reading.
Right.
Yes, we have.
Oh, okay, so I'll read all the way through here, right?
Yes.
Okay. I move that the board, having considered administration qualification based rankings of the architectural firms responding to TMISD's request for qualifications, number 2026-01, 1, select Linez Architects LLC as the most highly ranked and qualified firm to provide architectural design services for the band hall, field house, and outdoor pavilion projects, and any additional district projects as may be assigned. And number 2, select Bill Wilson as the most highly ranked and qualified firm to provide architectural design services for the HVAC and roofing projects. And I further move that the board authorize the superintendent to negotiate an architectural services contract with each respective firm for a fair and reasonable price. And if the superintendent is unable to negotiate a satisfactory contract, either select firm at a fair contract with either selected firm at a fair and reasonable price to formally end negotiations with that firm and proceed to negotiate with the next most highly qualified firm in rank order, and continue in the manner until the contract is reached. And I further move to authorize the superintendent to execute the architectural services contracts on behalf of the district, subject to review by district's legal counsel, provision of satisfactory insurance, and firm's completion and filing of Form 1295, Certificate of Interested Parties with the Texas Ethics Commission. Have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Kim makes a motion, Mr. Chapa seconds. Ariaga votes yes. Leo Gonzalez?
Oh, yes.
Rick Chapa?
Yes.
Brian Boone?
Yes.
Kim Boone?
Yes.
Marty Jimenez?
Yes.
Congratulations, 6 of you.
Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
you, everyone.
See you again.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you, appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Mr. Wilson.
Thank you.
Congratulations, sir.
Thanks again.
Thank you, Bill.
Look forward to it.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Now, y'all don't have to stay for the meeting, the rest of the meeting.
Yes, sir.
But you're welcome to.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Bye, thank you.
Thank you.
See y'all.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye. Congratulations.
Now it's time to go to work.
Yeah.
I really appreciate your trust. And this is like you said, we can't drop the ball here. And the work that, particularly Linez, the creative work that they've done on the junior high, I think is really the community's going to be really, really impressed. And I think we'll see the same type of work with the band hall and the sensory rooms, the ag facility, the pavilion, and the field house. It's a really, you can't help but be excited about everything that's happening. It's just terrific.
Yeah, well, I think the fact that you got 13 bids shows that people are
Right,
excited
right.
to work with us, right? So.
And that's great to see.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
Now, they spent some time going in the weeds. I didn't have anything to do with it. I just watched them. I wanted to stay out of it. But as Mr. Hernandez said, all 13 could have been qualified tonight. Easily.
You had very high numbers.
So we will work with legal. Actually, what I do, I turn it over to legal. And then I wait for legal to tell me you're good to go, because I don't practice law.
Right.
And we'll go from there. Congratulations, Mr. Hernandez, you led this process and you did an outstanding job. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Very good. All right, the next one here is discuss and consider student athletic insurance renewal.
Not as sexy an agenda item as the last one, but necessary. Mr. Carroll.
The rather boilerplate, we provide student accident insurance for our students if they participate in UIL or any other sanctioned event like ROTC or anything like that. If they're on a school function, if they're injured, it's covered. We have a price lock. This is exactly what we paid last year, so there's no increase from the previous year.
Yay.
And we also add there's a rider there for catastrophic injury. If we have a catastrophic injury, that'll cover that. So, and this renews every August 1st. So every July we come and ask y'all to renew it for another year. So this will start August 1st and go through July 31st of 27 for the exact same price, coverage, 12 months as last time. This company, they work really well. Our athletic trainers are the main contact with them. And we've had some claims, but this company takes care of our claims. So just here to ask you to review it again. Any questions? And I'll answer any questions you got.
Great, there's not an increase.
No increase.
That's great.
All right.
All right. Mr. President, members of the board, it is the administration's recommendation that the board approve the student athletic insurance renewal as presented.
Motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the student athletic insurance.
Second. Mr. Boone. All right, Paul Riaga votes yes. Leo Gonzalez.
Vote yes.
Rick Chapa.
Yes.
Brian Boone.
Yes.
Kim Boone.
Yes.
Marty Jimenez.
Yes.
The next one here is discuss and consider first reading of TASB Policy Update 127.
Mr. President, members of the board, you were sent a link. It's about an hour-long video on Policy Update 127. There's several local considerations, none of which I think are controversial. It's just cleaning up some things. This is first reading only. If you, prior to when we take it to you on the August 24th, if you do have any questions, comments, or observations, let us know so that we can either answer them or find the answers for you prior to second reading, which would be an action item. Okay?
All right.
52 minutes.
52, all right. All right, discuss and consider second reading of TASB Policy DEC Local.
Ms. Riggs?
Good evening, trustees. Last month, we brought to you the first reading of proposed changes to Board Policy DEC. Board Policy DEC has to do with compensation and benefits, leaves, and absences. We were requesting 3 changes to the policy. The first change had to do in regard to availability. We had talked about how state and local leave is fronted. When the employee comes back for their new year, they get the 5 days given to them before they even show up. And so one of the proposed changes was that by state policy, we have to give them the 5 days of state. But we were requesting a change that we would only upload or front load the 5 days of local leave once the employee worked 1 full day. However, once we discussed that as a group, we recognized that we might be hindering some of our employees who are on FMLA. So since that meeting, I have worked with TASB and we have revised it so that the policy will read that the employee has to work 1 full day unless they are approved for FMLA leave. If they are approved for FMLA leave, they will also be fronted the 5 days so that they are not penalized for any sort of maternity or approved medical leave that they're out. So that is the only change to the 3 changes we brought to you last month. So that's the availability. The other 2, just as a reminder, was medical certification. We previously had in the policy that medical certification was required after 3 days of leave in an effort to be more employee-friendly, because we understand that we do have families that get ill and then other extended family members that get ill. We're moving that from 3 days to 5 days. And then the final change was due to discretionary leave, which is really our personal leave. The current policy says that discretionary use of state personal leave shall not exceed 3 consecutive workdays. What we typically do there with consistency is if they are out for more than 3 days due to personal, regardless of their leave balances, we dock our employees. So the change that we're requesting is that the superintendent could make an exception to that. So once they're requesting more than 3 days of personal leave, they can make that request to Mr. Van Matry, and it would be under his authority to determine whether or not we would dock the employee and approve the leave and whether or not we would dock the employee. So those are the 3 changes for DEC local. Does anyone have any questions?
You had requested, did she answer or clarify what you had requested at the last board
I
meeting?
forgot.
It was due to the
It was
FMLA.
the
Was the
one day,
FMLA, right?
yeah, it was the one day.
Yeah, it sounds like the language is good. I mean, you give them the protection. You gotta do the legwork to be protected, so.
And when you say one day, is that for a new employee, or is that the first day of school, or what does that mean
It's
exactly?
the first day of their calendar. They need to come that first day, so.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. President, members of the board, it is the administration's recommendation that the board approve the updates to TASB policy DEC logo as presented.
I'll make that motion.
Michelle makes the motion, second.
I'll second that.
Mr. Chapa. Ariaga votes yes. Leo Gonzalez.
Yes.
Rick Chapa.
Yes.
Brian Boone.
Yes.
Kim Boone.
Yes.
Marty Mays.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, next one here is discuss and consider approval of order and notice of election for Tuloso Midway ISD Board of Trustees on November 3rd, 2026.
Mr. President, members of the board, we are required to have an election for the general election for place 2, which is currently held by Mr. Arriaga, place 5, which is currently held by Mr. Gonzalez, place 6, which is vacant, and place 7, which is Ms. Boone. Filing for the election began on Saturday, July 18th, and runs to August 17th at 5 p.m., and the election is November 3rd.
Okay. I read this now, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Order of election. State of Texas, County of Nueces, Tuloso Midway Independent School District. Whereas this Board of Trustees deems it advisable to call the election herein after ordered, and whereas it is hereby officially found and determined that said meeting was open to the public, and the public notice of the time, place, and purpose of the said meeting was given as required by Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551. Therefore, be it ordered by the Tuloso Independent School District Board of Trustees that an election is to be held on November 3rd, 2026, for the purpose of electing Board of Trustee positions for Tuloso Midway Independent School District, Trustee Place 2, 4-year term, Trustee Place 5, 4-year term, Trustee Place 6, 4-year term, Trustee Place 7, 4-year term. Applications for a place on the ballot shall be filled by 5 p.m. August 17, 2026. In conjunction with TMISD, the Nueces County Clerk and Commissioners will determine the upcoming election dates, times, and locations. Early voting will be conducted during the period of time as required permitted by law. The first day of early voting will begin on October 19, 2026, and then on October 30th, 2026. Applicants for early voting by mail shall be mailed to, applications for early voting by mail shall be mailed to Kara Sands, Nueces County Clerk, attention, Elections Division, P.O. Box 2627, Corpus Christi, Texas 78403. Applications for ballots by mail must be received no later than the close of business on Tuesday, November 3rd, 2026, Election Day at 7 p.m. If carrier envelope is not postmarked, or Wednesday, November 4th, 2026, next business day after election at 5 p.m. If carrier envelope is postmarked by 7 p.m. at the location of the election on Election Day unless overseas or military deadlines apply. All Election Day sites will be those designated by Nueces County Clerk Kara Sands and will be open from November 3rd, on November 3rd, 2026, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Herein, the Nueces County Clerk's Office will provide and facilitate a full-service election for Tuloso Midway ISD. Herein, all elected officials, presiding judges, and alternate presiding judges designated by the Nueces County Clerk's Office are hereby appointed to and confirmed to hold said election at the polling places. Herein, all residents determined to be qualified voters of said district shall be entitled to vote at said election. Herein, this order shall serve as proper notice of said election and this said notice shall be published one time by said district, not earlier than the 30th day or later than the 10th day to date set for the election in a newspaper of general circulation in said district. In addition, said notice will be posted on a bulletin board using for posting notice of meetings of the Board of Trustees no later than the 21st day prior to the day set for the election. This order was issued on the 20th day of July, 2026, and in all respects, said election shall be conducted in accordance with Texas state law and Texas Education Code.
Okay, Mr. President, members of the board, it is the administration's recommendation that the board approve the order and notice of election for Tolosa Midway ISD Board of Trustees on November 3, 2026, as presented.
I'll make that motion. The board approve the order for a general election of trustees to be held on the uniform election date of Tuesday, November 3rd, jointly with the Nueces County Courthouse.
Okay.
For places 2, 5, 6, and 7.
All right, have a second. You have a second there? All right, Corey Yaga votes yes. Leo Gonzalez?
Oh, yes.
Rick Chapa?
Yes.
Brian Boone?
Yes.
Tim Boone?
Yes.
Marty Jimenez?
Yes. It was Leo.
All right, the next one here is report strategic plan goal progress measure number 4, special education.
Dr. Shaw?
Good evening, members of the board, board president. Tonight it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Gresses. She is our director of special education. She's not new to the district because last year she was serving in the role as assistant principal, but we're super excited to have her. Last Tuesday, we had a little meet the parents in the afternoon at the middle school library, and we had a wonderful turnout with parents and their child. And so at that meeting, Dr. Gresses had an opportunity to meet the parents and share a little bit about herself and also share, some of her plans for in her new position. So I'm going to turn this over. She's going to present on goal number 4. Dr. Gresses?
Thank you. Good afternoon, Board President, Superintendent Van Landry, and trustees. It is nice to be here. I'm very excited. I wanted you guys to hear kind of what's going on with special education right now, what our goals are for our program, what our priorities are. And so we're really looking at our goal is to reduce the special education student, persons receiving special education services through IEP completion or the framework by 5%. And so as we go through, you're going to see how the information I'm going to give you will impact this outcome from our students. Thank you. And so I have 3 primary areas that I want to talk about. High special education teacher and parent turnover, instructional alignment, and intensity of services. If you have not heard about intensity of services, it's huge in the state of Texas. That is what we as special educators are moving toward for our funding matrix, but it's really important because it impacts how our students' IEPs are written. And so I want to go over that a little bit as well. So the analysis when I came on board was that we had a lot of open special education positions. Most of our special education positions were in our specialized programming. So that is our positions that need the most support, our students that really need the expertise of a great educator, but also the strategies that a great educator has. And so we have worked together, the administrators and myself, to try to hire individuals with the key components that are needed. Sometimes we look at a special educator and we want to know what is their expertise, what is their background, but sometimes it's the diamond in the rough. We might have someone that is new to teaching, but they have gotten their special education certification, and we want to help build them up. So what we've done is we've really looked and analyzed where some of the things that we can do differently. We hit the ground running. So in June, when I came on board, we wanted to make sure our teachers felt supportive for programming. And how do I know that that was a need? The teachers at intermediate wrote me a 3-page letter and wanted to meet with me. So I got to meet with them, and I got to hear their ideas and their concerns and barriers to their opportunity to give their students great educational outcomes. And so we have focused our training. We had professional development at the beginning of the year, but something that we're doing a little bit differently throughout the year is really focusing special education training. So every PD opportunity we have the time to build their toolbox. That it's not just a one-time, they're going to get it, we're going to continue to build for our teachers and our paraeducators. We also created program handbooks for every specialized program. So if you're supporting a student in adaptive education, now you have a program handbook that kind of tells you we need structure in the classroom, we need a lot of visual use, we need timer usage. That way, a teacher coming in, they understand that our students deserve all of the opportunities that are out there for them, but they may not know exactly how to give them to them, but through this alignment of the handbook, and it's a working document. So they have the handbook in a link. So as we update, as we refine, they have viable information immediately. And we've already told all of our teachers that EduHero training that we all go through as district employees, phenomenal for autism, phenomenal. You have visuals, you have everything you need as a new teacher. So we're getting that information out there so that they feel supported in building their skill set, and also just the strategies for individual students and what they might need. Something that we've done is an alignment of continuum of services. Special education is always, we serve our students in the least restrictive environment. But we had some confusion. We had, SLC classrooms at intermediate that had a different focus than SLC classrooms at primary. So we just refined the language. We refined the intent of how we serve. We did that with our administrators. It wasn't, that I sat in my office and I planned it out. I actually went out, we met with the teams, we met with the teachers. We said, what is the profile of Barbara Gresses that might be the person that would be best supported in SLC? And so that helps us align the document, the continuum, which I'm going to show you in a second. But then we took the continuum out and we started training, and we got feedback. And as people gave feedback, we actually tweaked it. We wanted to make sure that it was a document that was user-friendly, that meant what it should mean, which is special education is not a place, it's a continuum of services, and we're always supporting our student in the least restrictive environment. And so as you'll see in a couple slides, you'll be able to see the continuum, and it will constantly be adapting. We also looked at our behavioral programs and our students that might have behavioral needs. And we were doing a crisis intervention model that is not as conducive and not really looking at the severity of an opportunity for a student. So I'm switching us to crisis intervention, back to CPI. We had it several years ago in TM, and we're coming back. And the reason is because the de-escalation opportunity in this training is phenomenal. It looks at the likelihood of an issue coming and the severity. So sometimes if you have a student who might be seeing something negative in class, yeah, that's likely, they might do that, but the severity is not as bad. But then if we combine that they might threaten the student, then you're seeing the likelihood and the severity both go up. So this is where our nonviolent crisis intervention really helps them learn, the teachers, the peers, the administrators learn strategies to de-escalate situations and to better meet student needs. And so we're getting trained, myself and the support specialist is getting trained in early October, and we already have the strategic plan going forward that we'll have our classrooms that are supporting our students at the most need, they'll be trained first so we can move forward. We're also already have rolled out, all of our dates are on the calendar for the entire year of strategic professional learning communities. And what this is that we're putting ourselves on every single campus, every single month for after school professional learning community. So we have topics that we want to hit upon: progress monitoring, IEP completion,
behavioral management, but this would be a time also where the teachers can say, hey, I really am struggling in this way. I can't get Barbara to learn, you know, her 2-digit multiplication, and this is what her, you know, processing needs are. So we can start talking about students specifically, strategies to help them progress. Because the way that we're going to meet our goal is through having students get what they need in a timely fashion to close gaps in order to progress out of special education services. And then support as an assessment team to reach current timelines. When I came on board, I will say that I did an analysis of the summer assessment, and we have several assessments that are still out of timeline that were, you know, potentially due in the spring. And so we're trying to work with the contract providers and our new phenomenal assessment team members to get all of those assessments completed so that we can make sure students are receiving what they need and instructionally, behaviorally, so that we can make sure they have outcomes in class. So also the instructional impact. One of the other analysis that we did was our dyslexia program. We have a lot of students who have dyslexia, but we didn't have a specific program that was consistent across the district. And so we're making sure that someone is trained on the state-supported dyslexia program across the district so that if I go from primary to intermediate and I'm in, you know, program 3 in primary, I don't have to go to a different dyslexia program. This is going to help close gaps. We're going to be able to close gaps because we're going to be able to progress monitor students throughout the time and make sure they have outcomes. And then we have trained, I love our training. We've got to train every single staff member at every single campus on what least restrictive environment is. And helping them understand that helps us because then it's not, Barbara has some behavioral concerns, she needs to go into our BASE program, which is for students with behavioral needs. No, it might be that we need strategies, how to support her. We also, I talked about the strategic professional learning communities, and again, it's once a month. The case manager's standard operating procedure. We refined it. We helped our case managers understand what should they be doing. How should they be progress monitoring? We should be progress monitoring every 3 weeks at progress reports and at grading. And so what do we do with that knowledge? So we, as a special education department, we look if we look at a team and we say that instructionally we need to intervene, help with strategies, help with instructional ideas, we will do that. And then this summer, we had the opportunity as a special education department of applying for a TEA grant. Intensity of services is coming. Intensity of services is where at one point, if we're all instructional arrangement 41, we get the same funding, all of us. Now, instructional arrangement's kind of there, but intensity of services is, do I need a VIP? Do I need speech? Do I need OT? Do I need physical therapy? It's looking at the child as a whole, and the funding is related to that. So we got this grant, and I have approximately 15 people working for me this coming Saturday. And what we're doing is we are going through an analysis of 50% of our, 10% of our current population. And we're acting like we're TA, and we're going through all the check boxes. And that way we can then send this information to TAA, and they're going to say as if we're aligned or not. It will help us. It's been eye-opening. It is helping us understand what we need to train our case managers on, what we need to train our assessment team on. And in this committee that I've asked people to help is our special education teachers and our diagnosticians, our speech persons, and it was phenomenal. We've already had one Saturday. We're coming up. We have 3 more Saturdays until we expend all of the funds, and so we're very excited. We have until like August 15th to be done, and it is going to help us understand the funding matrix a little bit more. But more importantly, it helps us know how to help a student have outcomes instructionally, Because once we start meeting their needs appropriately, then they can then have all the gaps closed and they can get out of special education if appropriate. And then we have planned some professional development as the year goes. I'm looking at Lead Forward and IEP matrix. So this is our continuum of services. And as you can see, I'm going to kind of point so you guys can see. Our emergent bilingual and behavioral support, it goes across classrooms. This is, everybody might need this support. We have primary, intermediate, and middle at the top where we talk about structured learning and adaptive ed and how it flows into functional academics. Because sometimes if you're in structured learning, you need to learn routines and how to self-regulate, how to de-escalate, and then you can move into the instructional. We really spend a lot of our times in SLC on the routines, on the structures of the classroom, on the supports. In adaptive education, we're on prerequisite skills, modified curriculum, and then we can move into functional academics, which might have components of both, but their focus is not on that. And so progress monitoring for everyone and being able to have our outcomes to our least restrictive environment, which is general ed. If we go into high school and ACC, if you guys see, it says and or, because it's a continuum. So it is not that you have to go through this program to go to this program. It's truly what the student needs in order to have educational outcomes. And so from compliance to impact, what are we doing a little bit different? We need our parents to be involved. Instructionally, we need students at school every day. Because if we're having students where they have 50 absences, they're not going to be able to progress so that we have better outcomes in goal number 4. So parent trainings, we're supposed to be having parent trainings. We're going to have every single month a parent training. My goal is not only to train the parents, so our first training is in August and it's on IEPs, like when they come to the ARD meeting. I used to be that parent. I know how scary it is, and I want them to feel comforted that they have the tools needed to come to an IEP meeting. But also at the end of that, I want to give them strategies that they can then take back instantly and help their students start. And they're brain-based strategies so that every time that we're meeting together, they will walk away with a tool to build their toolbox for their students. Also, the personal care supplement, I did an analysis of our personal care supplements and our students, and what is that? It's part of special education, kind of telling how this student needs support in this way instructionally, in this way personal care-wise. And we saw, when I did this analysis, that maybe the information wasn't as adept that it needed to be, and so that's one of my focused areas. And we want to do systematic spend review of IEP goals and objectives. By that I mean, we have goals and objectives, but are they impactful? Are they truly helping a student close gaps, build new skills, scaffold understanding? And so this is one of the ways that we're going to do it is by that progress monitoring. And then just so you all know, in the spring we'll have our upcoming cyclical review by TEA. And we don't know when, we just know it's in the spring. And we're hoping to set up some systems and some processes that before they come so that we can have better outcomes when they do get here. So that's all of my information. I would answer any questions if you'll have any.
You've done a lot since you got here.
Yeah. No doubt.
Welcome.
I'll say I appreciate hearing two things that stood out to me was giving teachers resources, and trainings. That's very important, that we continue to teach our teachers and give them tools they need. So I appreciate that. And then parent involvement, getting the parents involved to help them help their kids. So thank you.
Yes, sir.
Well, I think that all this sounds really good, but I think one key point to all this is to make sure that you have certified teachers in these classrooms, because I do know that there are some coaches that are teaching our SPED kids because we're missing some teachers. I also know that some of these classrooms are oversaturated, I guess, for one teacher. You have to keep in mind that these kids have an IEP, which is individual for each student. So when you have an excessive amount of kids in a classroom for one teacher, that's a lot. That's a lot for that one person to have to try to make a plan for each individual kiddo. And I think the best support, because I love everything that you're saying, I'm agreeing with all that, but I also think we need to hire more teachers to make the classrooms a little smaller, so that way teachers can effectively teach these students. And also, it's not overstimulation having so many kids in there. You know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm saying? I think that everything that you're planning is great, but I think the most important thing is to hire teachers and make the classrooms a little smaller, because each student has their own individual plan. And when you have 15, 17, 20 students for one teacher, can you imagine how that one teacher is overstretched having to make a plan for this kiddo, this kiddo, this kiddo? It's a lot. It's a lot. And I think that it's stressing out our teachers, and, you know, we need more than a coach. And don't get me wrong, coaches are great, but for our type of kiddos that need the most help, they really need a teacher that's going to be undivided to teaching them. That's just my opinion. That's my thought. So, but everything you said is great, just so you know, and I support it. I just think that we need to hire more teachers, especially for these kiddos. That's my main concern.
Can you address staffing,
Staffing,
sped staffing?
we are completely staffed at the primary. We are completely staffed at the intermediate. We have a teacher currently out on approved leave at the middle school. At the high school, we are seeking an adaptive ed teacher.
So let me ask you, for each classroom in every campus, how many kids are there per teacher? So I know you're saying we're fully staffed, but my question to you is, how many kiddos are for that one teacher? In the primary, how many kiddos are in intermediate? Intermediate, and then middle school, and then high school. How many students are for that one teacher?
So you're wanting like ratio.
Yes, ratio. How many kiddos?
At levels? I don't have that data in front of me, but we can get that for you.
Okay, because think about it. I mean, let's be realistic. If you had a classroom of 24 kiddos, and each one has their own individual plan, and you're trying to make a plan for each one of them every single day, can you imagine the stress that teacher's under? That's a lot of pressure.
It's a very difficult job.
Yeah, and then if you've got parents that are very involved and want to know what's going on, and then their child is overstimulated, their child is having a hard time, well, it's because that teacher is trying to make sure that everybody's okay, and they're not okay. You know, I think this plan of yours is great. Let me just say that to you. I think your plan is great. But I also think to make it wonderful, to make it really, really work, we need to hire more teachers to not have such big classrooms, for each teacher. It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of stress for one person to have to be dealing with a plan for each one.
Yes.
And just to be honest, as a campus principal, I had 0 applicants for this position. From between May and now, there was no qualifying applicants.
And that problem's throughout the state of Texas. So it's not just TM, it's.
In this position that just opened up, it was a rehire person who had originally got hired at the middle school, who just happened to have the right qualifications. We had 0 applicants with the right qualifications for high school. High school is way harder to find than primary grades for certification purposes. So we hear you, and if we wish we could wave our magic wand, but
those people just don't exist anymore. And it's going to come to a point where we're going to have to figure something out at the state level on how we get teachers to, it's not a problem here, it's a problem everywhere.
Well, I know that I'm speaking for parents, not just me. I'm speaking for parents that are in this boat that are saying, my kid's overstimulated, my child comes home and they're upset or whatever, and it's too much in a room, that it's like, we need to kind of not separate, but just make smaller
That's
classrooms.
just the honest truth. It's not for lack of trying, it is just there are no qualified applicants. I think we were trying.
Well, I'm also hoping that we're going to invest a lot of money in sensory rooms for our special need kiddos in every campus that we have. That's not the magic wand, but I think it's.
But it's an opportunity for de-escalation.
Yeah.
And something else that we've done is I have aligned curriculum so that when we have a teacher that is serving students at multiple grade levels, multiple ability levels, we have a curriculum that's called Everway, it used to be called Unique, that does that. So they don't have to worry about, scripting. It's scripted out for them. They then will have all the components that are needed. I used to teach from it, so I do know, and I was an 18-plus teacher, so I do know that it works. And so we are having our teachers trained. We're providing that one-on-one training so that they feel comfortable and confident in doing that. I wanted you to know that.
Well, I just want to say we should support them as much as possible, especially the teachers that we do have. Let's support them in whatever way that we can, because it is a very stressful job, and being in a classroom with students that are overstimulated can overstimulate the teacher as well. So it's just, if they call for support, send in the support, help them out, because it's a lot. So
I think the new tools are great.
That's good. Yeah. Thank you. And I hope I didn't stress you out. I wasn't trying to stress you out. It was just,
Honest feedback is always welcome.
Yeah. I'm just speaking for some parents that have concerns, and I'm speaking, I'm not speaking for the teachers. I'm just saying, I know I would feel overwhelmed if there were so many kiddos, and me having to figure each one out. So that's all I want to say.
I have a question for you. How often will you address the board as far as how it's coming along? Because what you presented today was a lot of information. It's I think it's too much, but it's so much information, and I'd like to know how it's coming along, whether it's once or twice a year, whatever, if you can inform us.
I was thinking every 3 months. I want to update.
More frequent.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
But there's a lot of programs, there's a lot of good things, and I'd like to see, is it working or not, and how are the kids progressing?
I totally agree
Give
with
us some
that.
feedback, or if you can give us some feedback, it'd be great.
Yes, sir, will do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes.
Right, report only. Yep, report only. Next one here is discuss and consider approval of TMISD optional flexible school day program for the 2026-2027 school year.
Dr. Shaw?
Hello, everyone. So tonight, we are seeking approval to apply for the optional flexible school day program just for the ACC. This is our 4th year that we've applied for this program, and this year they changed the format. Usually it's just like a document, a Word doc, and you kind of fill it out. So what I did is I actually went already into the system, and I pretty much filled out the application just with, a few signatures. But so now it's like through a Qualtrics survey. So you have all of the information that will be submitted. And basically what they're asking is information about the program, like who are we serving, what is the, how will the students check in terms of identifying that they're actually part of this program. And so I want to just kind of summarize everything that's in this packet. So by applying for this program, it will allow a flexible instructional model for eligible students. And here our target students are really our students that are at risk. Students that are behind with their credits. It supports students who are at risk of falling behind or dropping out. It addresses individual needs through alternative scheduling. I think last year we talked about, and it's not just last year, but the minimum requirement is 45 minutes, but we go way beyond that. And it's not just during the day. We can also accommodate our students after hours as well. And so it just gives students an opportunity for them to complete their work. Again, to serve, we're looking at students who need credit recovery, and also students who have issues with attendance. So that's another reason for applying for this program. And again, a benefit to the district and to our students, it helps with our graduation rate. And we want our students to finish high school. And so by applying for this program, it's just another pathway to ensure that, we're doing everything that we can to support our students and make sure that we graduate them and give them a jump start, in life. So this is our 4th year. I do have to submit the application. I just need the board's president's signature and Mr. Van Maitre, and then I will submit this to TEA. And I was just going to ask Mrs. Chapa if she has any feedback on the impact that having this program, what has it done for our students?
Thank you, Dr. Shaw. Good evening, board. I just would like to tell you that we know how very fortunate we are in this district to have an alternative campus, one of only 2 in the Coastal Bend, and that's definitely a result from your support. The OFSDP program has helped ACC for a couple of, I'll just give you a couple of examples. Last year we had 4 students with 8 children, combined. And so we have a lot of mothers and fathers who would, utilize the minutes. We open early and we'll stay open late from our regular scheduled hours. And if they met their minutes, they would be able to take time for a doctor's appointment in the evening or coming in late from a doctor's appointment. We know how hard that is. But we don't give our students at ACC the option to do the full minutes right off the bat and stay home. Because our students do have attendance issues, we want them there every day, not only to retrieve credits, but also they're not STAR ready. And so we have a job to do. So having them on campus every day is part of the goal, and they do an excellent job. One other thing is that with the opening of the CTE building, we can even go back last year, we worked so well with our high school, and we're so grateful. I know I'm very grateful to Mr. Alvarado and our CTE program for allowing our students. We had 2 students last year who went to school at ACC for the full day, had time to leave, make it to the high school, and did the last 2 class periods for welding. And they're continuing their 3rd year this year. So that really helps our students who, when they finish high school, can go right into a career. We have that option again for, I think we're trying to do this for 2 more students that are coming. So OFSDP is extremely beneficial to our students. It's optional, it's flexible, and it helps our students' success. Thank you.
So tonight we're asking for your approval to submit the application.
Definitely, if it helps our students.
Oh my gosh, I think the same.
Like, definitely, if it helps our kids, yes. Approved.
Thank you.
Any questions? Okay. It is the administration's recommendation that the Board of Trustees approve the Tolosa Midway ISD OFSDP application for the 2026-2027 school year as presented.
I'll make that motion that the board approve the TMISD optional flexible school day program for the 26-27 school year.
Second.
You have to second that? Or break, whatever.
Doesn't matter.
All right. Oriaga votes yes. Leo Gonzalez.
I vote yes.
Rick Chapa.
Yes.
Kim Boone. Brian Boone, I'm sorry. Brian Boone.
Yes.
Kim Boone.
Yes.
Marty Menace.
Yes. Hey, what is your name?
6-0. Great job. All right, so the next one we have here is discuss and consider approval of consent agenda informational items. First one is check payment register, financials, tax collection report, enrollment report.
What was our enrollment? Sorry, were you gonna ask the same thing?
It's right at 30.
We're
35.
down. I compare day 3 to day 3, and we're down, not a significant amount at every campus except primary, and primary is exploding.
A lot of little babies, huh?
Yes.
All right. Regular and special called board meeting minutes?
Mr. President, members of the board, it is the administration's recommendation that the board approve the consent agenda item as presented.
All right, do you have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second. All right, Ariaga votes yes. Leo Gonzalez?
I'll vote yes.
Rick Chopra?
Yes.
Brian Boone?
Yes.
Kim Boone?
Yes.
Marty Jimenez?
Yes.
All right. Closed session. The board will convene in closed meeting as authorized by the Texas Open Meetings Act to discuss items allowed by the Texas Government Code, Chapter 551.071 through 076, 082, 0821, 083, 084. Need a break? 5 minutes? All right, 5 minutes. All right, 10:07. Back, do we read this here? Action resulting from closed session? Yes, okay. So action resulting from closed session deliberation, discuss, consider, and take possible action regarding superintendent formative evaluation as discussed. We have to do a motion for that?
Yeah, I'll
To
make that
accept it
motion
as
that
is.
we accept the superintendent's evaluation as discussed.
Okay,
I'll second that.
all right, Ken, motion. All right, Paul Riaga votes yes. Leo Gonzalez?
I vote yes.
Rick Choppa?
Yes.
Brian Boone?
Yes.
Kim Boone?
Yes.
Marty Jimenez?
Yes.
All right, so, next thing we have here is future meetings. We have August 10th.
You got August
August
3rd.
3rd.
August 3rd, 2026, August 10th, 2026, and then August 24th, regular 2026.
And we also have the ribbon cutting. Is any of you going to be able to make that Wednesday, 10 o'clock?
I won't be able to make it Wednesday.
I probably won't, I'm gonna double check.
Then we have the junior high groundbreaking on August 13th. And then we'll have the CTE building ribbon cutting on October 13th. So those are some biggies.
It was October 13th was CTE.
Community pep rally, yes, August 6th, I think.
Yes, it is August.
That's all we have.
All right, so do we have a motion to adjourn?
Oh, I make the motion to adjourn this meeting.
I second that.
Mr. Choppa seconds, Paul Riaga votes yes. Leo Gonzalez?
Yes.
Rick Choppa?
Yes.
Brian Boone?
Yes.
Kim Boone?
The fun was just getting started. Yes.
Marty Jimenez?
You ready to call it a time?
Yes.
6-0. Thank you, everyone, great meeting.